Welcome to Part 5 in Parts. I'm Jim.
And I'm Sam.
And this is the Jojo podcast that we do where we watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Gold Experience anime. We talk about it every time there's a new arc conclusion.
Yes, and this one with a 3-parter with the lengthy one, so
I think this is the first time that we haven't done... We've done an episode of our show that's been more than 2 episodes of the anime.
Yeah.
Every other time we've done a Part 5 in Parts.
Maybe
it's been 2 episodes.
Wasn't like the first part with like the introduction into like Black Sabbath? I'm not sure that was the 3 parts or not. Oh no, that was with Bruno. So yeah, I think
the first part was with Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was 2. Yeah, so yeah, this is the first 3-parter, and this one deserved to be a 3-parter because it's like one of the best fights of Part 5 and probably in JoJo.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about episodes, I think it's 14 through 17? Wait, 14 through 16.
Yes.
It's
like
Express Train to Florence.
Yes.
And Thankful Dead Part 1 and 2.
Or Grateful Dead Part 1 and 2, if
yes.
you know your shit. But yes, this is also, if you, I don't know, it's maybe your first time listening to, but we do spoilers throughout, like...
all of JoJo.
Yeah.
So we might... Like, just in the chance that we talk about anything past Part 5, we probably will talk about things further in Part 5. Yeah, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
so
just
I
a
always forget the
heads
spoiler warning in this.
So, yeah, the episode kicks off, it's in the car, we get...
the hilarious scene.
Sticky Fingers reattaches his hand, Abachi's hand.
Yeah, that was interesting, because when he lost his hand at the end of the Man in the Mirror fight, I was like, I don't remember... First off, I don't remember this. Second off, how did they get it back? Because I remember Giorno... I'm pretty sure Giorno doesn't get his like magic healing bullshit until after the babyface fight.
Doesn't he also you would just make limbs into animals so they go back to him and then he transforms her back on or something?
I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me.
But I don't know. But I don't know. The zippers, I guess, is good enough because you just you would reattach it and then whatever the void is will slowly heal it. I guess
that's a fun idea. It doesn't make any sense if you really break it down, but I like the idea that they're using the zipper to heal him.
It's Stan Stitches.
Yeah,
essentially.
Like Jolene.
Yeah, like Jolene, but like more ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny how like the whole JoJo people getting hurt in JoJo thing just like. Isn't an issue until it is. Like, so many times characters in, like, Part 3 just are getting their flesh is ripped open every fight. And then in Part 6, when Jolene gets in any fight at all, she always seals her wounds closed. Like, it's very important that she seals her wounds closed, but never before in JoJo.
It's not a big deal in Part 3 until, like, Jojo gets his school uniform destroyed, and they have to like establish that how he goes to like a
special tailor in Egypt or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, no, I think they were in like Pakistan or something at the time.
And they fixed it up for him, which is kind of hilarious. But that's why they kind of had to make a healer for the most part. Like in Part 4, like Josuke can't get hurt, but everyone else can. Was like the thing.
Yeah, which is a really good way of. Having stakes. Having him be able to heal himself.
But he still, like, broke limbs, got stabbed, and, like, still ended up, like, fine the next episode.
It's just, JoJo is stupid. Spoiler alert. JoJo's dumb, and people get hurt all the time.
That's why they had to, like, introduce, like, Giorno's bullshit powers about, like, the next arc to, like...
It's actually amazing that, like, in the first... this portion of the manga before Giorno's healing that no one fucking gets hurt so terribly.
They can do limb removal, and that's it. That's, like, it. But yeah, so we're gonna get the famous scene of Fugo like just falling on
Trish's boobs.
But like, I just love
Mrs. explanation's hilarious. I was like, he's trying to like get him further in trouble.
Yeah, like don't tell the boss that he creeped on you.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And it's really important that Fugo gets any sort of characterization because he literally will get none else in the rest of the fucking anime.
I mean, they showed us his shirtless self a couple arcs ago, so. But yeah, we got an introduction to Pesci.
Yes, well...
And the duo.
Technically, we already saw them.
We saw them, but I meant our first introduction to the arc of like them being the villain.
Yeah, we have Pesci and with Prosciutto.
Yes. So with like Prosciutto's design, I never understand like the wooden comma where he has like around his neck.
Okay, I don't either. I would love to speculate endlessly about it. It looks like an ear. I always think it's supposed to be like an ear.
I always said comma. And then Pesci, he just has like essentially like a fur duster, but like his neck is the most interesting thing in the show.
So yeah, in the anime, they give his neck a lot of like rubber sound effects.
There's like one time where he's like putting to the vagina that is his neck, like the middle of his neck, and it makes like a rubber noise. It's like disgusting.
It's really funny. I saw on Twitter someone posted way later in the arc. There's a part when Pesci looks out. He looks out the window and he actually grows a chin for like one panel, and it's hilarious.
It's the heavily detailed one, I think.
So yeah, basically, I really like Prosciutto. This was one of the arcs that I was super excited for.
Everyone was. Every manga reader was like, anime onlys, you were in for a freaking treat.
Yeah, and I was so happy. I think throughout the whole second episode, so of Grateful Dead Part 1, I think I was smiling the whole time because I was just like so excited at what was happening. I was just like anticipating all the things.
This is one of those Part 5 fights where I remembered a good chunk of what happened in it, where like, you know, a lot of times like my memory kind of gets like iffy on some of them compared to other ones. And like, I don't know. It's just, and you get a little like thing about the relationship, about he's like kind of like, you got a little bit like of like their personalities and like the stuff about the squad, but they get like, you know, he's like the veteran like teaching this like kind of a literally green haired like fisherman.
So the one thing that when I initially read it, and I think a lot of people kind of misunderstood it, is because it's translated as bro a lot.
Yeah.
And like brother. So I thought they were actually related. But when you actually listen, like they say anarchy, and in like the sort of gang culture in Japan, anarchy is like what gang members will call each other. It means like bro or brother, but it's definitely like, I don't think they're definitely not supposed to be related.
No, he's just like, he looks up to him like a big brother.
But their relationship is, I think it's a P. I think it's a backwards P.
The wiki just said a large medallion.
Just a large medallion. His medallion looks like a backwards P for prosciutto. Whatever. So I really like, one of the reasons why this arc is so strong is because their relationship is so good, and there's so much to talk about why I love this arc. I love their relationship. Pesci and prosciutto have such a cool like back and forth, and it kind of starts off like as you'd expect, where prosciutto, the cool guy, is kind of making fun of like the green guy. He's new. He doesn't quite know it. He's like smacking him around a bit, but he really does like believe in him.
Yeah, that gets really good. It goes in like, where the parts go on. You get that.
Seeing Pesci's like mini arc that he goes through is so cool.
This isn't an arc for any of the characters. Like, maybe except for Bruno, but this is like mainly like these like villains of the week, like giant arc they're getting, and it's like amazing.
I think this is probably when I was reading the manga when I like loved Bruno. Like, this is the moment when Bruno really clicked for me. Is like, this is probably one of my favorite JoJo characters.
Yeah, this is definitely like, if Bruno's not your favorite Part 5 character, this is the part that makes him that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they get on the train. Like there was a tense stare down of like the freaking turtle, like him like, staring at the turtle with the key in his hand. He's just like looking at like, where do I put this key?
It's so funny because when you're watching it, even if you don't know. Like, when we watched this episode, we watched it with our friend who's an anime only, and he didn't know about the turtle, really. But, like, the first thing you notice is this huge fucking turtle in the fountain. Like, the fact that they don't notice it for so long is hilarious.
My favorite thing about this is, like, Bruno has a giant key, and he's just looking like, There's, like,
there's
these obvious things that aren't gonna go.
Yeah.
Just come on.
It's so funny. He starts jabbing it
like,
in the holes.
You don't need a key. You had a sticky figure. You probably could have just opened it through if it was actual something to need a key to unlock.
That's true, but yeah, he was following the boss's instructions. So
yeah, but they get into the turtle eventually, and I just love like while Pesci and Prosciutto are looking for him, they cuts like them in the turtle where like there's like a full cooled fridge, and like just, like really nice sofas. And my favorite thing, it was cut from the manga, but like they were like, it was like Captain Tsubasa was on, I think it was, in the TV in the turtle room. And people thought because of David Productions did a remake of Captain Tsubasa that it was going to appear as like a little little thing like that, but they didn't do it, sadly, and it was cut.
Yeah, they actually cut a lot of, you can say like minor things. They cut a lot of things out near the end of the fight in particular, which is interesting because this part has been really getting a lot of attention for how much it is adding and how much that is like universally loved. And it was kind of strange, some of the little elements. It feels like they just kind of wanted the fight to come to a speedier conclusion.
Also, the turtle, instead of Coco Jumbo, is Coco Large, which is like hilarious.
I laughed extremely hard.
So, yeah, so we get like them like on the train, Pesci like looking around because his stand they call Fisherman, but it's Beach Boy. That everybody
I love
knows.
that it's called Fisherman. That is actually
It
hilarious.
works. That one works.
It just works.
And yeah, use a fishing rod, and like I just always saw Beach Boy because like it could weird thing of like it could just send stuff through a room, but like I always put to be just the hook eventually. But like it being like I can know 2 living things are in there, but it didn't pass through the turtle or anything.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like it seems to have a heartbeat sensor.
Yeah, that's what
later
I think
on we see.
That's what I like felt it was.
But he also seems to have like a very like
It's like
detailed. He has a detailed like intuition on like what it is. Like he can tell how large the person is.
It's like a multi-tool kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Which so this is really fun to me, Fisherman, Beach Boy, because it really feels like something that you would see in like part 7.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like
a tool stand,
like a part 5 stand,
like the meat spray.
Yeah, even like I mean, who's the fucking kid? Fishhook.
Pork Pie Hat Kid.
Pork Pie Hat Kid. Yeah, Pork Pie Hat Kid kind of has a similar stand to Beach Boy, actually.
It's just more so like it's unbreakable once he gets a hook of you. It's so stupid. It's stupid
Pork Pie
design.
Hat Kid is very strange. But so this is like I think it's really interesting that Beach Boy exists how it does, and there's no punching ghost to it.
Yeah,
even Grateful Dead is an unconventional stand.
You got like Beach Boy has like the skull on like the fishing rod.
Yeah.
And they get to grab the turtle, and then you see like the mist, I guess, to symbolize Grateful Dead working, where it just does like a spray or
that's a sort of area of effect.
And like Grateful Dead or Thankful Dead in the anime or the subtitles, it does like it walks on 2 arms, doesn't have feet, and I love that look to it. But it has like the 6 eyes. It reminded me of like it's so weird. Remember Soul Eater, like the last guy that had like all the eyes, like
Kishin or whatever.
Yeah, had like that kind of look to it.
Yeah. Which yeah, the Grateful Dead looks very cool, and I really, really like it.
I was hoping it'd be Graceful Dead. That was my hope.
I forgot what mine was. I had a silly prediction as well.
But yeah, we cut back, and then the aging of Grateful Dead starts, and just like this, it's so disgusting. Like they just draw it out, and it's like disgusting to see how slow like Narancia like deteriorates. With his teeth falling out, him just cannot be able to hear, liver spots.
Yeah, it is so gross. The sort of like slow transformation. It is actually very gross.
I'm pretty sure he's just getting dementia too. Like he just gained dementia
because he keeps talking about the banana.
It's so fun. I don't know. It's like it's just ridiculous.
They cut another scene out too.
Which one?
Later on, when they're right after the fight, where they're all back to normal, and they're like,
"Oh yeah."
Narancha's like, "Oh, there's something about a banana. Like, we were asleep for something, right?" They cut out a lot of stuff in the turtle, but. So, what I really like, and just another thing I like a lot, when you're first going through this, you don't know the whole, like, ice thing immediately, so the reason why some people are being affected and others aren't is strange.
Yeah.
But, like, watching it now, knowing that, they do a really good job at, like, actually having all the characters be, like, Trish, or... I don't know if Mist is in front of the fridge, I think. Trish is drinking ice water.
Yeah, Mist is like in the fridge asking if anybody wants anything. Yeah. And like I think, Bruno's like...
And Bruno's nearby or something.
Bruno had a cup of like water, I think he's drinking or something like that, a glass of water.
Yeah, so it is really clear, like, unlike a lot of what can feel like silly bullshit Jojo, sort of like, okay, how did this translate into this? Like, this whole fight has a real strong, like, consistency.
Also, yeah, and just like you notice everybody is aged except for like those 3. You get that creepy image of the aged child like on like the mother is like really like horrifying, which got me excited towards the end of part 5 where it's gonna be like even more
I know what you're talking about.
Terrifying. Which I know you talked plenty of times about, I think, on certain episodes.
Yeah, that's the scariest. That part is like amazing. That part, the ending of part 5 is incredible, and I don't know why people don't like it because so many amazing things happen in such a short amount of time.
Because of the ass pool.
Yes. But so this, what else can we really say?
So yeah, they basically
Let's skip forward a bit.
Yeah, well, it goes in. They realize like, okay. I love Giorno just like knows right away what the issue is and what they have to do to defeat it. Like, oh, it's going by body temperature.
Giorno literally, this is like an Iraqi was watching the Animal Planet like once, or he was watching like some like science show about like women and men body temperatures. Like, it's absolutely hilarious how Giorno is able to like learn this so quickly.
Although like they're just completely out of ice like already. They're like 1 or 2 pieces of it. And yeah, so they basically say we have to go find the user and send Mista out there because he's like the best assassin, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he gets the AC and immediately goes like with Fisherman. I guess he has that trap set up. Like,
yeah, that was really clever. There's just so much like
I just love the image of like he shows the hook in the hand. It's always like really gross when you see that kind of crap.
Yeah, the hook under the skin is really cool.
Ugh.
It's a the whole fight has like a real good sense of like geography too, or like is that the right word? Like the
location's very like
it's very paramount to how the fight, how things proceed in the fight, and so we have like they're in the very front cabin, right?
Yeah, they're in where the conductor is.
Yeah, and then Pesci is in the like food or
lounge,
which I don't know. Like generally in trains, it seems to be near the very back of the train is where you have the food area. So I guess we can probably assume that they're pretty far away. But because Fisherman has such a long range, he's able to.
If I remember, he goes through like two different. Like, I think he's like 2 train cars away. Because if I remember correctly, he gets there like he goes through like 2 doors to get to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he's at the very back, but whatever. So like having them be in like different locations is really fun, and because it's a train, like and Mista, it's perfect for Mista because he can just shoot straight, and there's like minimal like redirection that Sex Pistols need to do.
Yeah, I think Pesci's closer by because right now because Prosciutto's going down the train cars to unleash Grateful Dead. So like.
But this is also where Grateful Dead. Sorry. So yeah, this is also where Grateful Dead has, or Prosciutto has, used his stand on himself as like a trap. So he's already like.
That's right.
He's already set. But yeah, so we have a great scene, Mista shooting himself.
First time of many, or not the first time.
No, it's happened already.
It happened already.
It's already happened like twice.
It just adds to the count. But I love Sex Pistols just being shot. It's always fun seeing Sex Pistols, like especially in animation. I love it.
Sex Pistols are incredible. The idea that he shoots himself point blank in the chest just to stop to get Sex Pistols into his body, not even to like
have him to slow it down.
Like stands can move through objects. He could have just had Sex Pistols go through his chest, not shoot himself in the chest.
Like remember Jojo like putting like Star Platinum to stop his heart for like a second.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
And then remember they go inside like I think Joseph did like Silver Chariot and what's it called? Hairpin Green. They go inside, like they shrink down and go inside.
I think they go through his ear though.
They still go into the body though.
I know. It's so stupid.
You can shrink down your stand. I guess it depends on how much control you have, but
I guess. But yeah, like it's just hilarious to me how this is one of the ultimate like Araki kind of changes the continuity where like initially stands could like just or kind of like phase through things, but then later on we see that's like only fucking what's his name? Diver Down's ability is that he can phase through things. It's like, okay, well, every stand should be able to do this, really, but whatever.
He can go, it's weird.
But so, this is just great. Like, I love the scene where he's, like, shooting fucking
I like it does a way
to
not show his medallion to give it away too much.
Yeah, I know, because, okay, so I'd forgotten about this reveal that Prosciutto used Grateful Dead on himself to age himself up, and I was like, why does this old man have such detailed pants, and why do they look familiar? And then it came to me.
I kind of remember from like the hair spikes. Also, like the gore is just like he just shut his finger off and is showing the blood spewing out. Dude.
Yeah, the gore has been so like not censored. It's great.
It's crazy.
It's bizarre. I don't know how they're getting away with it. I mean, did they change like the time slot that they air in?
That's why I'm interested to see when they meet the boss, like the Mystery King Crimson. Cause that's gonna be they're gonna show the classic punch.
I honestly don't know.
Can they show a gaping hole when they shouldn't? They didn't show gaping holes in like 3 and.
We'll see. We shall see.
Cause they blacked out the Cat Queen punch like.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure it was like blacked out a little. You see the hand, but like, I'm pretty sure they blacked it out in the anime.
I love how that's like the ultimate way to kill someone in JoJo. Just shove your fist through their chest.
Well, yeah, your stand have a power when you just punch them. Like the imagine his every aura punch is just like left a gaping hole in someone because it's equal power of the world.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, really.
So yeah, we get Mista like having Pesci at gunpoint, but then he gets touched by the old man, and it ages rapidly.
Yeah, so not only can he age himself, but yeah, if he touches you, it's like, you're fucking done, kid. Like,
yeah.
You age so quickly. Also, the hilarious scene where I literally laughed out loud just because I knew that Mista wasn't going to die here. But Prosciutto picks up the gun and shoots Mista 3 times in his skull. Which
so
later,
cool.
so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, just because it's relevant.
Yeah.
I love that you find out that number 5 is the one who deflected all 3. So he was working like at speed of sound levels, like blocking all these, and like, so number 5 gets a lot of time to shine in this. Like he's the one that ends up like going back to...
That number 6 was the one that went to Bruno.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 is the one that like saves him. Number I can't remember if it's number 5 or number 6 brings him the ice and gives Bruno like some extra time.
Yeah. It's like a great moment of just like probably the best like Bruno Pesci and Prosciutto, because he gets like tell him this like he slaps him a little bit, but then he
pushes him on the ground and starts to kick him in the face too, and he kicks his rubber chin as well.
Yeah, but then he has like he's like, you have to have it in your heart that like I don't know. It just like I just love like this. Every discussion between him and Pesci is just really good. That like talking about it can't give it justice. You just have to like watch his development with like these two.
And it does a good job too. It doesn't feel like we're retreading the same thing. Like it feels like every time we're given a new one, it's like another step in the relationship. We're culminating in like when
the finale.
Prosciutto makes his like final sacrifice. Pesci is like completely transformed. He's become a villain.
So they basically assume that like Mista's not back by now, and so something's wrong. They're still aging, so.
And Mista starts doing the thing that characters do in JoJo when they die, where like sparkles appear, weird, shitty sparkle effect.
He's fading.
It also happens to Bruno too when he slices his heart in half. But so we have this great.
I wonder if we're gonna be seeing that again soon.
We have this great. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, where Bruno does kind of like a misdirect on them, and he does his great thing where he's like hiding in the ceiling with sticky fingers.
Yeah.
And then does his attack, but then his attack is like
I love the
too
pep
much.
Talk. I love the pep talk. I'm sorry, just like
the pep talk.
He just like
nice.
I believe in you. Like you and your fishermen are unbeatable. Like it's so good. But yeah, they realize like they think, oh, it's an animal. You know, their turtles love the shade. They're usually somewhere that's shade.
Yeah, and they also see the turtle poop too.
And yeah, and they can see a brief images of hilarious. Them in the turtle. But yeah, so Bruno's there. He comes out of the ceiling, which is like I love that reveal of like him in the ceiling.
It is so awesome.
No, number
5, the fucking king of the year.
He puts the bullets out. He's still talking to you.
Yeah, of course he is. Because JoJo characters get like 20 minutes to talk before they actually die.
And but ironically, because he technically would be number 4.
Yeah, I know. I love number 5 so much because he is actually number 4.
But yeah, so we get Bruno gets revealed. Number 6 is there, and
number 6.
Number 6's job is to hold the ice.
It's so fucking funny.
But yeah,
he also seems a little like more chill. I remember him being like a little more freaked out near the end.
He wasn't the abusive one, right?
Yeah. No, 6 was the abusive one.
Okay.
Because 6 is the one that bullies 5, which would be 4.
Yeah, but also I just the cuts it makes. I just think.
Yeah, Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers goes on his like punching barrage, but then he uses like too much energy, which is kind of weird.
Also,
it's weird to think that like aging and fatigue also are equally affected by Grateful Dead.
Yeah, but I love like Bruno CQCing Pesci, just knock him out like out cold. It's like so funny.
Yeah,
he doesn't even like use the stage. He just like kicks him into like the freaking window. But yeah, it's just like really cool. And then we get to like the end with Grateful Dead coming out, and then Bruno's like, oh, I have to like. He opens a giant zipper into like the edge of the conductor seat and just like. You know, I'm dragging you out, man.
Is this the part where he splits his head in half too, or did we skip that? Or is that later? I mean,
it's later.
Because that part is awesome. I love when Bruno splits his head in half. It's the coolest shit ever.
This is like the showing of Sticky Fingers in full show, like of like what it's at max potential, like what it does, and like we should talk about that. Like he does the head in half to like avoid like an attack. He like cuts his like It separates the train cars all the time.
Mm-hmm. He's doing the...
it's a passageway.
He does a thing later where he he like makes his arm a zipper coil, and is able to like shoot a punch out, which is the coolest shit ever, and you can't tell me he doesn't.
There's a part where the Beach Boy is going into his arm, and he just like comes nonstop zipping his arm apart, and it's like really cool.
It's just awesome, and it's one of the reasons why I love Sticky Fingers so much, because the visual is really cool, and the applications are very varied and cool. Like you can do so much with it, and then culminating to like the great part near the end where Bruno's zips his whole fucking body out, which is like one of the coolest parts of JoJo.
Very fucking suspenseful too for that part. Like they made that.
Yeah,
I love it. We're getting ahead of that, but like I'll talk. We can get there. But yeah, so they're fighting on the edge of the train car. He's like punching Beach Boy to like.
Bruno is also using fourth dimensional chess. He knows Beach Boy. It's not even a weakness. One of Beach Boy's like abilities is that when you punch it, or when like force is applied to it, it redirects the force into what it's hooked into. So he uses that against Prosciutto.
Kind of like Superfly.
There's a lot of, and like original Giorno power.
Oh yeah.
Maybe when Giorno got old, it took that power away, and that's why we never
he aged from 15 to 15 and a half.
Yeah.
But like,
so this was a really cool. I love like how Bruno's able to kind of like switch places with him. It's just really cool. And then, but Pesci is even like clever too. There's a lot of like mind games. There's not much I can talk about this. This isn't just me just recapping it and saying, "Wow, I love this. It's really good."
The sound it makes when he goes into like the train, like underneath the train, is like disgusting.
Yeah, I'd forgotten something. I thought him getting lodged in the wheels stopped the train, but no, it's Pesci who stops the train.
Yeah,
because he wants to save Prosciutto, but little does he know, Prosciutto is like pretty much dead.
He's still dying. But yeah, so basically, Bruno like tries to make his way to him. When did he get to resolve in I guess he had that revelation because the aging stops. Yeah,
he realizes. Yeah, Pesci realizes that
bro's dead.
Yeah, that he's not, his stand is no longer active, and there would be no reason for him to deactivate it. But then he gets the fucking resolve. He pretty much. He has like a guy yelling at him the whole time, and he's like, the guy's like, "Hey, we stopped aging, but let's call the fucking guy. Call the cops. It's weird shit's happening."
And he's like, my bro's dying. He still has to stand out with his dying breath.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the guy who's like aging, like steps on his neck after this like epic shot of like his Jojo pose of like his resolve.
Pesci gets so many great faces and poses in the end here. It's awesome.
But yeah, so essentially I was telling you, like we were talking about it earlier, where the turtle's always in sight of Pesci. So like when that end thing happens, it's not a surprise if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he gets it resolves, and then it goes like just him like, a nonstop assault on. He stopped on Bruno with like on the train car, where like he's like separated himself. Mm-hmm. And that's like that part's amazing. Just like it's just like holding out. It's kind of like the scene where like imagine like an alien, like a xenomorph coming by. You need to be completely still with like alien isolation.
Except the funniest part is that it's a fucking fish hook.
I know.
I love the absurdity of JoJo. It's like this fish hook is like so strong, and it is. Beach Boy is such a strong stand too.
And for being a stand that's like not a punch ghost, it's fascinating. But yeah, he separates the hard thing that long. Like, it was like 5 or so minutes. It's like him and number 6 is like he's separating pieces. I can feel a heartbeat, and he's still going around. So he like unzips his heart in half. Which
the scene where he actually unzips it, where like Sticky Fingers just like kind of slices through it with his karate chops it, is like oh.
But like number 6 is like, how long can you survive without oxygen or blood heart stopping or something like that? But like during that, because like eventually he like starts to panic, like a little bit of old Pesci comes out and he starts to panic a little bit.
Yeah,
and like he's like, "Oh, Bruno, to get you back together." And then like the train like turns a little bit and like the heart goes away, but like, he's trying to push it. Like number 6, and so it's like amazing.
I love that it's actually Pesci's doing that saves Bruno.
Yeah,
like. Pesci would have won had he not panicked about Prosciutto.
Yeah,
it was that was his fatal mistake. Otherwise, because he had control, because the stand is still active, the Grateful Dead's still active, and then he has the turtle, so he totally could have won here.
Yeah. But luckily the train turned the other way and he got extremely lucky. But I think they actually say, "Oh wow, that's completely lucky." And like all the body limbs come corping out. Because he thinks Bruno's gonna come out of his zipper behind him or like on the side.
I love like the mind games here because he knows that Bruno is capable of hiding in walls and coming out in like small like crevices, and so he's like, oh, should I retract my stand? Blah blah blah.
Also, zipped up Bruno's is like that merchandise where you can get a bunch of magnets of like zipped up Bruno.
Yeah, I really want that.
Which I love. So
I have to say, I know this is like a very late time to give this like a point of view, but I don't like the stand aura that they have.
For what? For
like, look at Pesci. Pesci's glowing. Like Sex Pistols is glowing red. Pesci's glowing blue. They do it in JoJo, and I don't like it. Because in the manga, I don't think they do.
I can't remember. I don't think they do.
I think it looks weird.
Maybe upon like first release, they would have the aura. I think, like introduction of a stand coming out in full force, they would probably have the aura. But
maybe, I don't know. I just don't like it. Whatever. But yeah, so Bruno starts getting like the speckly lights. Like, oh no, I'm gonna die too. Got a lot of fake outs here.
After Mystery of King Crimson, it's gonna be that nonstop.
He's constantly flicking.
Constantly fizzing.
Dandruff.
But yeah, so they stop the train, then they kind of have like a standoff outside the train, which I freaking love.
And I love how like there's a gradual like sun setting happening through the last scene too, where the sun setting and just the colors are really gorgeous, and we actually do get a palette swap too.
Which of the white and pink Bruno, which it looked really good surprisingly. I was like.
His suit's like bluish.
Well, it does like the white with the pink line where the black would be. It's like where the gold is. That's where it's pink, and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. This is like one of my favorite bits though. I love that we have Sex Pistols kind of like as our narrator, almost like an audience surrogate, or he's like Bruno, no.
You get he got like really quickly sliced on his leg by Beach Boy. But yeah, then like
fucking Prosciutto just doesn't fucking die. Prosciutto is so good.
He's been lodged in like the wheel for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, someone said like this whole incident had been happening in like 24 hours. Like in one day, like all these stand battles after Black Sabbath have been happening in like 24 hours.
Yeah, that's right. I think part 5 takes place over the course of a week. If that is believable at all. Oh, it is.
Also, the animation, also like him like running, is really good.
The animation in this whole like arc is actually really, really great.
Yeah, I think the whitish blue, like
it's really cool how like it's funny because normally the sky is not blue in JoJo.
This is like part 4 colors of the sky, where it's like very purple.
Yeah, it's funny because it's supposed to be like sunset colors, but now the sky is like regular blue. Whatever. It's great. That was weird. They changed his stand aura color. It was pink last frame.
Yeah,
whatever.
And I guess Sticky Fingers being like a teal.
I love how he kills Prosciutto. It is so fucking rad.
Or I mean,
Pesci.
Prosciutto's dying.
Killing him with his own
It's
stands.
so brutal. The neck twist, because like I guess they made emphasis on his neck that they have like.
Yeah. I really love that.
It's so disgusting looking too. It's like it makes you wince.
Yeah, it's gross.
Well, the fact that he's like Prosciutto, he doesn't die like right away from having his neck twisted like in 3 different ways. It's like I think that cartoon when they're like wrapped around like Looney Tunes when they're like twisted like 3 different ways. It's like that.
And then we get the amazing Arrivederci barrage.
The blue color of Big Trish. I'm not a fan of the hair, but like the blue outfit of Trish is really fucking good looking though. But then she gets like. But yeah, so you get the constant situation of the turtle where he doesn't go in the turtle like he did. Yeah, that was cut.
So that's one of the things that we meant to talk about, or we mentioned earlier, is he goes initially in the manga, he goes around and he wraps Beach Boy around everyone's neck. Yeah. And he has them all kind of daisy chained as if he could like kill them all instantly. Because I think initially him destroying the turtle was like a feint, and that's what he actually was planning on doing. But then, of course, Bruno is just a fucking... Sticky Fingers is such a powerful stand. It's got like ultimate speed, ultimate power. Like, actually, I don't know what the speed is. I think it's supposed to be implied that Sticky Fingers is incredibly fast, though.
Yeah, probably. Like anything that's like a punch goes usually pretty fast. But he does like he basically does a rocket punch.
Yeah, the thing I love so much where he coils up zippers and makes like a extendo punch.
Yeah, but yeah, so
then we get the incredible Arrivederci.
Adi adi adi. It's very good.
It's awesome, and I was so excited for it.
Someone posted a link of like Brad Pitt from Inglourious Basterds where he says it. It's like really funny, but it's so good. Like, that punch barrage is so good. And the sunset picture of him with Trish in the background.
And then we see
the tease.
Something that I totally forgot about.
Yeah, same. I remembered it once they showed it. Like, oh yeah, they totally had a tease for Spice Girl in like a design that's not what it does at all.
Yeah.
Of like more of a scary monsters like dinosaur.
It looks like a dinosaur footprint. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people.
Or it looks like freaking Grateful Dead footprint too. Like,
yeah.
Where like it's not her stand at all. They could have changed that where they could have showed like the ground being like a weird like soft like rubbery kind of thing like a jiggle like a waterbed kind of look to it, but like it didn't do that. And it's like, oh god, she's a stand user because she's like, what is this stuff I'm seeing?
Yeah, I think it's cool that like she's aware of stands, but she can't really quite.
She
use
says like, I'm seeing a weird aura or something like that. But yeah, it's like I want like.
It's also fucking huge. Like the footprint is like fucking huge.
It makes no sense when you see Spice Girl.
It's just a Jojo fucking Araki.
I know that
Araki just made a weird thing and he just
they could have fixed it.
Araki forgot.
Like, look at that.
It's humongous. It's so big.
We're like, Spice Girl's one of the thinnest like human like punch ghost stands.
Yeah.
And it's like smoking too.
She's smoldering.
Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe she's seeing like the aura of like of the stands at Wells, but like
it's just weird.
It is very weird.
It's just
it makes no sense.
Yeah, I got nothing.
But I thought the episode was gonna end. It just goes to another like stat card.
Yeah,
and
it did another eye catch for some reason. I don't know why.
But then we cut to Meloni. Maloney. I don't know.
Sure. I think it would be Malone. Whatever.
I saw like the
melon.
I like the pieces of him just like scattered. Apache just scattered across like.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. So the rules of Sticky Fingers change a lot. Like sometimes when things are disconnected, like they don't work. Like when the heart is disconnected, it doesn't work anymore. But like we saw a guy have his head taken off by it before. Yeah, well, but he didn't die.
We also had when he did it on Prosciutto when in the conductor thing, he did it unzipped it. Out. Yeah, blood came out. So maybe let's see if he can control that. Or, like,
maybe he just can. Maybe he just fucking can control it.
Maybe it's just bullshit stand rules.
But yeah, like as you said, Pesci's all like in pieces everywhere, and I love that like eventually the zippers would just go away, and it would just be like chunks of flesh everywhere.
Yeah, maybe like they stay alive until he turns off his stand, and like it'll go away permanently.
And, maybe, but like he still cut his own heart in half. Like
it didn't go. He didn't die a full like he was 100% dead though.
He was mostly dead.
He was mostly dead.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's fucking JoJo. I really like it though.
Yeah, and then we have the tease of baby head part, or not just baby head. I think it's gonna be one, like maybe a 1-part stand.
Yeah, I don't think babyface would be 2-part. I had forgotten, or maybe they changed it. I'm sure they probably didn't change it. I thought he was always on the train. I thought he was on the train the whole time.
No, he's like on a different vehicle.
Because I remember he goes onto a train, and then that's when he creates Babyface with. Or
unless they show the train coming back together to work on, and no one freaking out over the guy with a broken neck, like at the conductor thing, and the conductor with a half ripped off face.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. I really forget.
It's Babyface is kind of forgetful, other than like the birth of it, but the whole thing, it's just like not.
Yeah, I do kind of actually have a good memory of the Babyface fight, like how there's a.
It's kind of a simmer down after that huge fight you had.
I really remember the parts of it that I do really remember are the thing with the fucking car where Giorno turns a bunch of motors into frogs.
It's a very big Giorno chapter.
And this is, I know for sure that I think Giorno's eye gets like destroyed in the Babyface fight, because then he like makes an eye for the first time.
He's like an organ donor or the black market
organ maker.
He'd probably be in charge of.
Oh my god, Giorno could make so much fucking money if he became a doctor.
Doctor did like a black market organ selling,
but like he could become like a surgeon and then just like be the only person in there and just like fix people's shit.
Black market organ seller, but he's very ethical because these gangsters have to be very like proper and good. So
they're good gangsters.
So they're just like 100% not from human organs that he can make. But so yeah, very good. They did a very good job for this fight. The stuff they added was good, or took away. It didn't really matter too much.
Yeah, it was pretty extraneous, the things they took away. It is just kind of weird because JoJo's such a big thing. There's so many fans of JoJo. Every single choice is going to be like combed over a million times and thought like, okay, why did they remove this? So there's going to be a lot of scrutiny, probably unnecessary scrutiny. So I think they did a really good job at adapting this, keeping the pacing really good, giving everyone really good moments. Like, Mista has some good moments, even though he gets totally fucked.
I think Mista in a nutshell, though.
Yeah. I cannot wait for fucking White Album.
Everybody, everyone's
that's like the next big one.
Yeah, we have to go through Babyface, and then it's White Album after that, right?
I think it might be, actually.
And then we get to the Mystery King Crimson.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
And then Metallica, I think.
This, part 5 fucking picks up. After
Babyface.
Well, I mean, just like, what was the last one? I think Man in the Mirror is like kind of one of the lower points.
It's a standard one, but what they did with Purple Haze was really cool for that one, like just showing like how cool they made a really cool job showing up a Stan, which is very disappointing when he's not going to be like featured at all.
Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer.
Unless they actually do Purple Haze feedback.
I don't know. Also, so something that I noticed, someone on Twitter was like, they had noticed that, or I think it was a Japanese person, because on the opening of the OP, right before it pans up, and you see the statue of David, that's not the statue of David, it's like a different pose, you see like a rock of like, that's completely like shadowed behind him. And someone was like, it was a Japanese translated tweet, so this probably could be wrong, but they're like, I noticed a tadpole on the rock, so I decided to boost the brightness up as far as I could. And it's actually the fucking stone of Bruno's dead body for the Rolling Stone arc, which is like, whoa, how has it been 17 episodes, almost 17, 16 episodes, and no one has noticed this yet? Blew my mind. It makes me wonder if there's any other like hidden things that no one's picked up yet.
Maybe. I don't know, those OPs are full of like these hidden things. I'm still thinking that like during the Mystery King Crimson, we're gonna get flashbacks while it's happening to the Rolling Stone.
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to do it, because I would, similar to how it was in the manga, if it was just like an extra chapter at the end, I would feel kind of pissed.
I hate that annoyed me so much.
That happened with Uzumaki too. Uzumaki has like a great conclusion, and then there's just like a side story that I guess he might have done afterwards, and then it's just like, oh yeah, here's another one, and it's just like, it loses its punch when I already read the conclusion of the story. Like,
we're like, oh no, his death was this thing.
He actually had his death planned the whole time. Like, all right, Araki, it's not foreshadowing when you do it afterward.
I know. Yeah, it's such I don't know. That chapter, like, a lot of people don't talk about Rolling Stones, and there's a good reason why.
Yeah. I think I rushed through it too, because I was like, all right, I finished part 5. And then I was like, oh, I'm not finished part 5? And I just wanted to get to Stone Ocean at that point. So I was like, all right, I don't fucking care. Yeah,
so very, overall, really good arc. Like, they did a really good job with this. Did it justice. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, there really isn't too much else to say. It's really good, really gorgeous, lots of awesome fights, lots of awesome animation. Mm-hmm. I love Sex Pistols, so anytime Sex Pistols appear, I just love it.
It's very nice to have a stand that you can communicate to.
Yeah.
Like, all the time, especially his are so active compared to, like, I guess Koichi's was, like, the last one that was, like, a real main character stand that followed around, talked.
Even though, like, parts 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all have stands, they all do, like, very different things with the stands in them, and, like, they're within each part, there's a lot of different fun things, and that Sex Pistols is, like, embodies one of those, like, major things that I love.
Fun and confusing things. I'm looking at the snails.
Yeah. Fucking snails.
So, alright. I guess then Babyface, maybe it'll be 1 part, maybe 2. We don't know until we'll watch next week.
I don't know. I guess they could do Babyface in 1 episode. It would have been a fun thing to do, to try and go through the entire part and, like, see if we could make it fit into the episode list.
I feel it'll be 1 part of, like, the introduction, and then, like, maybe it meeting Giorno, or a little bit into the Giorno thing, and then the second part, different name, would just be the end of that fight and into...
Probably, like, road to Florence? They go to Florence next? Was that where the train was taking them?
But it was going through, like, it was going through the map that showed the progression. We're going, like, to Rome or whatever.
Florence, yeah. So they were heading to Florence next.
Yeah. So
because Rome is the finale.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess. So yeah, they're probably gonna be heading to Florence again.
But I think, like, they'll have the second part will maybe finishing the stand fight and then going in get in the car and then going to do the, like, White Album and everything,
and turning motors into frogs.
That stuff, yeah, all that fun stuff. I think it'll be 2 part, but we'll find out. So
yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
I know this was kind of like, because there were 3 episodes, we just kind of went point by point. It might be a little boring.
Yeah, it might be.
But I like JoJo, and
Yes.
I like talking about it, so there you go.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Check out our other podcast, Joe Kakaka, where we talk about the new episodes of
Part 8.
Part 8.
Chapters.
New chapters of Part 8, sorry. I'm like autopilot now.
Yeah.
The new chapters of Part 8 as they come out.
Yes, and next February will be a hiatus for Part 8, so we'll probably have a fill-in for that, which will be Diesel.
We're doing an episode on Diesel.
Which I'm excited for, to see this stupid American JoJo ripoff.
How did it only get 1 issue?
We'll find out what 1997 was thinking. So, I'm excited.
Enemy stand!
The stands are literal 90s comic books, which...
Oh, it's so fucking cool.
It's so great. I can't wait to talk about it, and the characters, and why it happened.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited.
Alright. Well, also, wait, I just want to say this now. So we recently passed 100 subscribers.
Oh, yes. Very
on YouTube.
Very big for us, little channel.
It is pretty big. I don't want to do like a video on it because that would be really silly.
Yeah.
Especially when we get 4,100 million subscribers. And we're like,
Yeah.
why do we have a video on this?
Never gonna happen.
But I just wanted to say thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
I know that not everyone listens to this show.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see the numbers on it now that we've got... we've gotten a pretty big surge of people. Well, for us, it's big.
Yeah, for our last episode, it's
Yeah.
surprisingly big.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting,
Yes,
thank you
thank
for
you.
subscribing, all that stuff. Please continue to do that.
Yeah. I welcome your opinions.
Yes. So yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. This is kind of mind blowing though.
It is. I can't believe people actually want to listen to us talk about JoJo on the internet. It's fucking funny.
I know 100 people, maybe some were bots, who knows? But,
There's definitely a couple bots in there.
but it's crazy though. Thank you though.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see you next time with either Babyface or Diesel.
Yes.
So, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.